Adverse possession, also known as squatters' rights. This is a PowerPoint presentation by President Christina Grappo, yours truly. Squatting signifies the act of people occupying unused structures or land without proper legal authority with the intent to manifest temporary or permanent shelter or homes. The general dispute is over whether squatters are criminal trespassers in their actions from taking over neglected property, or whether squatters have legal rights, squatters' rights, to possess property. The dispute in Kafka versus Hess is over the concept of restitution for unjust enrichment of another's property requiring adverse possession in good faith and under color of title. In Kafka versus Hess, Keft was left a deed from his mother's concerning a house in Maryland after she passed away. Hess Kafka's aunt told him to stay away from the property after the funeral. A year after his mother's death, Kafka tried to sell the property, but Hess had a second deed. Later, Hess's attorney contacted him and said Hess spent $71,000 to spend and prepare the house for sale and observed half of the proceeds. Kafka sued in federal court for declaratory judgment, and Hess conceded Kafka was the rightful owner but wanted restitution. Kafka moved for summary judgment about restitution. Adverse possession is defined as a means to acquire title to property through physical possession for a certain statutory time period under clear specific conditions according to a jurisdiction specifications. The term adverse possession concerns a legal principle that grants title to someone who lives on or in possession of another person's land. The property's title is granted to the possessor as long as certain conditions are met, including whether they infringe on the rights of the actual owner and whether they are in continuous possession of the property. In the United States, adverse possession laws are determined by state. Adverse possession is at times called squatters' rights, although squatters' rights are usually a colloquial term to the idea rather than the recorded law. However, squatters' rights in California under Civil Code 1007 states a squatter can establish legal possession of a property through open and continuous occupation in 5 years without the true owner's approval. In this way, adverse possession emerges as a potent tool to claim a vacated property and allow for squatters to revitalize communities by being good neighbors and servicing the land better. Crime prevention and reduction allow communities to cooperate with one another with local and state criminal justice systems. Adverse possession legally allows for another way to gain property rights. Owners have rights without loan defaults, mortgages, and unaffordability. Just as squatters have rights, owners have rights as well. An owner with a squatter may try to eject the squatter through a lawsuit, pay him to leave, and elect to have him pay rent. This is true in the case of Kafka versus Hess. Kafka sues his aunt to get his property back and title back. Kafka does not feel justice to offer her restitution because Hess made spending decisions without consulting him first. Adverse possession is a doctrine that allows for possessors of land to statutorily own it by title, as long as the elements of continuous holding to a prescribed amount of time according to jurisdiction, open, notorious, visible land occupation, actual physical claim upon the premises, and hostile undertaking without the owner's possession. Here, Hess must occupy the land continuously without the state of Maryland for 20 years to satisfy the first element. Hess does not. Hess also is not open and notorious about her physical occupation of the land. She is secretive about spending money on it to prepare for a real estate sale and only relays the detail about spending $71,000 through her attorney once there is a dispute about who has the rightful deed. When she may have physical claim of the premises, her claim is not long enough to satisfy the statute of limitations. At first, her undertaking was not hostile because Kafka did not know for sure of his rights as owner, but once he did, Kafka wanted to eject her. Therefore, the court judgment was in favor of Kafka. Restitution for unjust enrichment. Adverse possession in good faith and under color of title is required for restitution and unjust enrichment. 3 elements of Maryland case law states the following conditions to recover: a benefit conferred on another who understood or knew of the benefit and who accepted. Cases involving improvements must show the possession is under color of title, adverse to the rightful owner's title, and in good faith. Here, Kafka was not able to decline the contractor's services because Hess made no effort to discuss them with him as the rightful owner, and Hess is not able to prove that the property gained value. Hess also ordered Kafka off the property after the funeral, so she cannot be exhibiting good faith. Therefore, the court's judgment was in favor of Kafka, and Hess cannot recover restitution. And this concludes with my bibliography. Thank you very much.